What's up, Galaxy Gamers? The amount of support my Prestige with Ease video got has been insane, and I want to thank you all for that. But the video had one problem, which was brought up many times in the comments. That problem being the sample size was too small. So, in this video, I'm going to focus on just one class, the Recon, and play 10 games to see how much XP the class can earn. My main goal, every game, is to focus solely on experience. I'm sticking to one loadout, which I will show off later. That way it stays consistent across all matches. Also, with each game, I'm going to give one Recon tip that I learned throughout this process. Let's jump in and analyze these games. The first tip I learned was to not stay in one spot for too long. I noticed that many times I would get killed by a player I just sniped because they remembered exactly where I was. It is important to stay on the move as a Recon and change up your angle from time to time. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 68,120 XP in 26 minutes, coming out to be 2,595 XP a minute. The next tip is to be patient when sniping. If you rush your shot, you might not hit them in the head, which is going to cause them to panic and run. This will make your next shot much more difficult to hit, giving them a chance to get away. Be patient and line up the perfect headshot before pulling that trigger. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 29,565 XP in 10 minutes, coming out to be 3,032 XP a minute. The next tip is to make sure to position yourself to the side or even behind the enemy's line of sight. If the enemy is not looking at you, they can't shoot you. Take some time to find a good spot in order to make taking out bogeys 10 times easier. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 52,271 XP in 19 minutes, coming out to be 2,722 XP a minute. Next tip is to be in a position for your teammates to want to spawn on you. If you are sitting miles away from the battle, no squad mate is going to ever spawn on you. The passive experience you get for ally spawns can stack up, so make sure to stay close enough to the battle. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 50,497 XP in 20 minutes, coming out to be 2,556 XP a minute. The next tip is to use a medium scope, and here is why. These scopes give off no glint, and you should be able to easily snipe across all maps without the insane magnification. If you need anything more than a normal scope, you might need to scoot up a bit and join in on the battle. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 63,230 XP in 31 minutes, coming out to be 2,056 XP a minute. For this game, I'm going to show off my out of this galaxy loadout. For helmet, the Recon can only equip empty. Armor, I went with Ranger, but if you have not unlocked that yet, go with normal. The 6 magazines are too hard to pass up. For backpack, I used big, but after analyzing, I would go with light because I personally never use the gadgets and the movement speed would be very beneficial. The weapon of choice was the M200, but if you don't have that, the SV98 works wonders as well. Here are my attachments with the M200. For main sight, I have the Tri-X32, bolt action E, underbarrel stubby grip, side rail rangefinder, barrel heavy. The barrel is key to one-shotting those big supports with XO helmets. For secondary, I went with the Desert Eagle because you can one-tap so many people with it. Primary gadget, claymores, and secondary gadget, grappling hook. Throwables, I use smokes, but I hardly use them. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 64,063 XP in 25.5 minutes, coming out to be 2,512 XP a minute. Let's get back to the tips. For this one, don't forget to use your claymores and mines. I often forget about these, but placing them down to either protect your sniping spot or hidden in a bush will net you some passive experience throughout the game. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 53,075 XP in 34 minutes, coming out to be 1,572 XP a minute. The next tip is to use your bandages only to stop bleeding. I know it might be tempting to heal up all the way, but I often ran into the problem of slowly bleeding out because I had no more bandages left. In the later games, I started to only use them to stop bleeds, and it resulted in me never bleeding out. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 55,340 XP in 27 minutes, coming out to be 2,049 XP a minute. The next tip is do not forget about your secondary weapon. I know it can be tempting to hit one of those sick quick scopes and join FaZe Clan, and I enjoy it from time to time. But the Deagle can quickly take out a group of enemies pushing your location. Swapping to it can easily save your life. In just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 49,710 XP in 29 minutes, coming out to be 1,714 XP a minute. The last tip is to use those sandbags. Placing these things down on top of roofs with no cover can quickly provide you with some. Having a bit of cover is always needed in an FPS game, just in case you take a couple of bullets and need to recover. And just this one game, focused solely on gaining experience, I was able to earn 55,075 XP in 27 minutes, coming out to be 2,002 XP a minute. Adding up the total experience for all games comes out to be 540,946, and it took around 4 hours of gameplay, averaging out to be 2,181 XP a minute. If you enjoyed, let me know what class to do next,